Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to dive into a huge philosophical idea, but not with some dry, dusty lecture. Nope, we're doing it through a story, a parable, about a jester, a scholar, and a truly terrifying secret hiding at the bottom of a well. So, our story kicks off with this one simple, kind of mysterious phrase. You have this jester sitting at the edge of a bottomless well. He's just tossing a single golden ball into the air and catching it, over and over, with this hypnotic rhythm. And when asked what he's doing, he says, "I am practicing for the great encore." Those words, they're the key to everything. They unlock a totally different way of seeing life, time, and yeah, even destiny itself. All right, so at the heart of this whole parable, you've got two main characters who are just polar opposites. They represent two completely different ways to exist in the world. First, you've got our playful jester, bells jingling, and then you have this passing scholar who's literally burdened by 1,000 books and a deep, heavy fear of his own death. And here, you can see just how different they are. The scholar, he sees life as a straight line, a road from point A to point B. The only thing that matters is getting to the end, the final destination. He's totally weighed down by the past and completely obsessed with the future. But the jester, he sees life as a circle. For him, there is no final destination. The meaning, the goal, it's all found right here, in the rhythm, the practice of this one single moment. The scholar is just possessed by what this story calls the spirit of gravity. It's this heavy, super serious way of thinking that's always measuring and judging and just trying to get to the end of things. It's the kind of spirit that looks at the jester's playful act and doesn't see joy. It sees a waste of time. It gets irritated by anything that doesn't seem to be going somewhere. So the scholar, you can just hear the heaviness in his voice. He throws down this challenge. He sees wasted breath, pointless motion. He just cannot wrap his head around the idea that for the jester, this nowhere is the entire point. The secret isn't a destination, it's the circle itself. And this massive disagreement is about to get a serious reality check from the abyss itself. Okay, this is where our little story takes a much darker turn. Because suddenly, out of the shadows of that well, a visitor arrives. And it brings with it an idea so incredibly heavy, it's called the heaviest weight, a truth that has the power to absolutely crush a person's soul. That's right, a demon crawls right out of the well. And it's not here to make a deal or to pick a fight. No, it's here to whisper a terrible truth about the very nature of existence. A truth that is going to change everything. And here it is. This is the truth the demon shares. Eternal recurrence. The idea is that everything you have ever done and everything you ever will do, every single joy, every agony, every fleeting thought, every shameful secret, you're going to live it all again and again and again in the exact same order forever. For the scholar, this is it's pure hell. His whole life, his straight line, was supposed to lead to a final rest, some kind of escape. But now, he's being told he's in a cosmic prison. Every mistake he's ever made isn't just a memory, it's a future he is condemned to repeat forever. The weight of all his books feels like it doubles, pinning him right to the ground. He's totally crushed, weeping for a hereafter that is never, ever gonna come. So the scholar is completely broken by this heaviest weight. But the jester? Oh, his reaction is something else entirely. And this, right here, is the turning point of the whole story, where a terrifying curse gets transformed into a sacred blessing. He doesn't fall to his knees. He doesn't scream in despair. He starts to dance. A wild, frantic dance, right there around the shivering scholar and the dark demon. Because he gets it, instantly. He understands that if the play is going to be performed forever, then his job is to become the master of this sacred play, to make every single moment worth repeating. And he shouts this one perfect word into the emptiness. Encore. He realizes that if all of existence is just a cosmic stage, and this life is the only show, then the only sane thing to do is to demand to see it again. To make the performance so amazing, so full of life, that you would want to watch it an infinite number of times. You see, the jester's secret weapon is this incredible concept, amor fati. It's Latin for love of one's fate. And it's not about just, accepting what happens to you. It's about actively loving it, wanting it. It's seeing every single moment, the good and the bad, as absolutely essential to the masterpiece that is their life. It's the only way to turn that lead weight of eternity into gold. This right here is the ultimate power move. The jester looks back at his entire past, at everything that's ever happened, and instead of saying, "That happened to me," he says with this joyous laugh, "I willed it to be so." It is the highest possible affirmation of life, not just accepting your fate, but choosing it, owning it, like you created it yourself. By embracing this idea of eternal recurrence, the jester sets himself free. He's no longer just some victim being dragged along a timeline against his will. He becomes an active, willing partner with eternity itself. He finds his purpose not at the end of some road, but in the act of repetition itself, in the dance, in the perfect toss of that golden ball. So in our final act, the jester's profound wisdom now has the power to save the despairing scholar, to teach him the sanity that's hiding inside what looks like total madness. The scholar looks up from the ground and he doesn't see a fool dancing anymore. He sees a reflection of the Übermensch, the overman. This is the ideal human who doesn't need a heaven or some final reward to justify their life. They're strong enough to look eternity right in the face and not just endure it, but embrace it with a smile, creating their own meaning moment by moment. The jester's madness is actually the highest form of sanity. And the jester doesn't just dance for himself. He reaches out his hand and pulls the scholar up to his feet. He hands him the golden ball, the symbol of the eternal present moment, and whispers the secret. The music never truly stops. And as the scholar starts to understand the crushing weight of his books, of his past, and his future, it all starts to feel a little lighter. He takes his first hesitant step off that straight road and onto the circular path. And this, right here, is the central lesson of the whole parable. If every single moment is going to be repeated forever, then the only way to master eternity is to master the present moment. To live this now so fully, so completely, that you would gladly choose for it to repeat forever. In the eyes of our wise fool, the moment and eternity, they're the exact same thing. Our story ends in the last glow of sunset with this just beautiful, unifying image. The jester, the scholar, and even the demon, the messenger of that terrible truth, they're all dancing together now, in a perfect, synchronized circle. The heaviest weight has been transformed. It's not a burden to carry anymore. It's a song to be sung with your whole being. And the jester's bells ring out, a sound that will echo through every single encore of this moment forever. And so this parable leaves you, with a direct and really powerful question. If this very moment, right now, as you're listening to this, if this was the one moment you had to relive for all time, would you shout encore? It's a thought experiment that really forces us to ask ourselves, am I living a life that I would actually choose again and again, forever?